When a man speaks, he shows you his world, not just the world around him, but the world within him, his values, his integrity, his respect, or his lack of it. Words are powerful. They can build, they can heal, they can guide, and they can inspire. But words can also cut, destroy, and leave scars deeper than any physical wound. That's why you must pay attention to what a man says to you, because when words are used to belittle, diminish, or control you, they are not small things. They are warnings, they are red flags waving right in front of your face, telling you to stop, to rethink, to protect yourself. Respect is the foundation of any meaningful connection. Without it, love becomes manipulation, affection becomes a weapon, and promises become chains. When a man disrespects you with his words, he is showing you how he truly sees you, not as an equal, not as a partner, but as someone he can keep beneath him. And the moment you accept those words, even once, you begin to teach him that his disrespect is tolerable, forgivable, or even normal. That's the trap. That's how many strong people get broken without even realizing it. Belittling words come in many forms. It could be sarcasm disguised as humor, where every joke seems to target your intelligence, your looks, or your dreams. It could be comparisons, where he holds you against someone else to make you feel smaller. It could be dismissiveness, where your feelings, your voice, and your presence are treated like they don't matter. And then there are the cruel, direct phrases, "You'll never make it," "No one else would want you," "You're overreacting," "You should be grateful I'm with you." Those words don't come from love. They come from insecurity, from control, from weakness trying to mask itself as strength. Understand this. A man who truly values you will never need to tear you down. He will push you to rise, he will protect your light, and he will fight for your happiness as if it were his own. But a man who belittles you, he is showing you his own reflection. He is telling you he cannot stand beside a woman of strength, so he needs to break her until she doubts herself enough to stay beneath him. That's not love, that's not partnership, that's a prison. Walking away in these moments is not easy. It requires courage because the heart often wants to stay where the spirit knows it should not. But strength is not measured by how long you endure disrespect. It is measured by how quickly you refuse it. You are not obligated to fix a man who chooses cruelty. You are not required to prove your worth to someone blind to it. You are not here to be anyone's punching bag, verbal or emotional. You are here to live with dignity, joy, and peace. And when his words poison that, the strongest, most self-loving action you can take is to leave. Some people will tell you, "Oh, he didn't mean it. He was angry. He was just joking." But anger reveals truth, and jokes are often honesty in disguise. When someone speaks, believe them. Don't fall for the excuses. Don't let love blind you to reality. If he belittles you once and it becomes a pattern, you are seeing the real him. You cannot change that by loving him harder, sacrificing more, or staying longer. That only teaches him that the more he disrespects you, the more you will bend, and bending eventually leads to breaking. There is a simple truth about words: they create environments. A man's words can create a space where you feel safe, cherished, and empowered. Or they can create a cage where you feel small, afraid, and invisible. Which environment are you living in? Which future are you building by staying? Because the environment you accept today becomes the reality you wake up to tomorrow. Remember, your silence in the face of disrespect is also communication. It tells him that what he said was okay. It tells him you can handle being belittled, but you cannot afford to send that message. You cannot afford to let anyone speak into your life words that kill your spirit. The moment a man lowers his words to tear you down, you must raise your standards to walk away. Walking away is not weakness. Walking away is strength disguised as silence, dignity dressed as action. It is saying, "I choose myself over your abuse. I choose peace over chaos. I choose respect over empty promises." And that choice is powerful. Because the truth is, when you leave, you reclaim something that can never be replaced. You reclaim your self-respect. And let me tell you, once you reclaim it, everything changes. You start to realize that you never needed validation from someone else's lips. You never needed approval from a man who couldn't even respect you. You never needed his words to define your worth, because your worth has always been there, untouchable, unshaken. His words didn't lower your value. They only exposed his inability to see it. So don't argue with disrespect. Don't debate it. Don't waste energy trying to prove your value to someone who benefits from denying it. Just leave. Walk away and never look back. Life is too short to spend it trying to convince someone to respect you when there are people out there who will cherish you effortlessly, who will uplift you without hesitation, and who will never, ever use their words as weapons against you. A man's words are a mirror. If they reflect love, kindness, and encouragement, you'll see your relationship thrive. But if they reflect contempt, bitterness, and disrespect, the mirror is warning you. Believe it, don't wait for actions to catch up, because words often reveal the truth before behavior does. Never forget this truth: respect is not negotiable. Love without respect is not love, it is control. Attention without respect is not affection, it is manipulation, and commitment without respect is not partnership, it is imprisonment. You deserve better than that. You deserve to be with someone who speaks life into you, not someone who drains it out of you with every careless sentence. So the next time a man tries to belittle you with his words, pause, listen, and instead of explaining yourself, instead of begging for his understanding, do the one thing that guarantees your freedom. Walk away, because the moment you leave, you declare to the world and to yourself that you will never settle for less than the respect you deserve. Protecting your peace is one of the most important decisions you will ever make in life, and yet it is one of the hardest. Too often people hold on to relationships that drain them, break them, and strip away the very essence of who they are, all in the name of love, loyalty, or fear of being alone. But here is the truth: no relationship, no matter how long it has lasted or how deeply it once meant something to you, is worth sacrificing your inner peace. Peace is not just a feeling. Peace is strength. Peace is health. Peace is freedom. Without it, even the brightest love becomes dark, and even the most beautiful moments feel heavy. When you give someone the power to disturb your peace, you are giving them the keys to your soul. A person who constantly argues with you, belittles you, controls you, or fills your life with drama is not loving you. They are robbing you. And the worst part is, the longer you stay in such an environment, the more normal chaos begins to feel. You start adjusting. You start thinking that maybe this is what relationships are supposed to be like. But deep down, your heart knows the truth. It aches for stillness. It longs for joy, and it craves the calm that only peace can bring. Some people stay in relationships because they are afraid of starting over. They fear the unknown more than they fear the destruction of their own spirit. But ask yourself this: what is more terrifying, being alone for a season, or living the rest of your life in constant turmoil, never knowing peace? A relationship should add to your life, not subtract from it. It should be a safe place, not a battlefield. If being with someone costs you your mental health, your happiness, and your sense of self, then the price is far too high. Protect your peace, because peace is priceless. There is a dangerous belief that love requires endless sacrifice. While sacrifice is a part of love, it should never mean sacrificing your dignity, your joy, or your sanity. Love should not feel like constant pain. If the cost of love is sleepless nights, endless tears, and walking on eggshells just to keep the other person from exploding, then that is not love. It is captivity. Real love uplifts, it nurtures, and it allows you to grow without fear. Real love never forces you to compromise the very core of who you are. Protecting your peace also means setting boundaries. It means having the courage to say, "This is not acceptable," and meaning it. It means refusing to tolerate disrespect, no matter how sweet the apologies sound afterward. It means walking away from manipulation disguised as love and letting go of people who only show up to take, never to give. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks. You decide who enters, and you decide who has no place in your life anymore. Protecting your peace is an act of self-respect, and without self-respect, no relationship can truly thrive. Think about the times you were happiest. It wasn't when someone gave you expensive gifts or made grand gestures. It was in the quiet moments when you felt safe, when you laughed without fear, when you were free to be yourself without judgment. That is peace. That is what makes a relationship worth having. If a man, or anyone for that matter, can't give you that kind of environment, then ask yourself why you are still holding on. You cannot build a future on chaos. You cannot build happiness on constant conflict. Protect your peace, because without it, nothing else will last. Some people will accuse you of being selfish when you choose peace. They'll say, "But you've been together so long," or "Don't you love him?" Let me make this clear. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It is survival. It is choosing life over slow destruction. It is saying, "I love myself enough not to let anyone destroy me." Love without peace will suffocate you. And love that suffocates is not real love. It is control, it is fear, and it is dependency. Relationships should bring calm to your storms, not create them. They should be your refuge, not your battlefield. A man who truly loves you will guard your peace like a treasure. He will not bring chaos to your life and then excuse it as passion. He will not tear you down and then say he was just being honest. He will not exhaust you and then expect you to carry the weight of both your happiness and his. Instead, he will protect you, support you, and make your peace his responsibility too. But when someone chooses to disturb your peace, you have only two choices: tolerate it or walk away. Tolerating it will cost you years, maybe decades, of your life that you can never get back. Walking away will cost you temporary pain, but it will save your soul. And when your peace is restored, you will look back and wonder why you ever allowed anyone to take it away in the first place. Protecting your peace is not just about relationships with others. It's also about your relationship with yourself. You must silence the inner voice that tells you to settle, that tells you you're not strong enough to leave, that convinces you that pain is proof of love. That voice is lying to you. The truth is, you are stronger than you know. You have survived storms before, and you will survive them again. But the difference this time is that you don't just have to survive. You can thrive. Peace is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Without it, you cannot think clearly, you cannot dream freely, and you cannot live fully. With it, even the simplest life feels rich, and even the smallest moments feel complete. Protect it fiercely, guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Every time you allow chaos to consume you, a piece of you dies. Every time you choose peace, a piece of you is reborn. Never apologize for walking away from anything that threatens your peace. Never feel guilty for putting yourself first when others fail to respect you. And never, ever allow anyone to convince you that you are asking for too much when all you want is respect, love, and calm. Those are not luxuries, those are your birthright. At the end of your life, when you look back, you will not regret the people you left behind to protect your peace. You will regret the moments you stayed too long, the times you silenced yourself, the days you wasted in chaos when you could have been living in peace. So choose wisely. Protect your peace over any relationship, because without peace you cannot truly love, You cannot truly live, and you cannot truly be free. Walking away has always been misunderstood. People confuse it with quitting, with weakness, with running away from responsibility. But the truth is the exact opposite. Walking away when the situation is toxic, when the love is no longer love, when respect has been lost, is one of the purest forms of strength. It is not easy to leave behind what you once prayed for. It is not easy to detach from a person you gave your heart to, your time to, your energy to. It takes courage to accept that something you invested in is no longer serving you. But strength is not about how much pain you can endure, it's about knowing when enough is enough. Weakness stays in chaos because it is afraid of loneliness. Weakness tolerates disrespect because it hopes that love will change a person. Weakness hides behind excuses. He'll get better, he'll realize, he'll change. But strength looks at reality and says, I will not let this destroy me any longer. That moment when you choose to walk away is the moment you reclaim control over your life. It is the moment you say, I choose peace over chaos, I choose dignity over disrespect, and I choose myself over the pain of staying. That is not weakness, that is power. Walking away requires clarity. You must see beyond the apologies, beyond the empty promises, beyond the sweet words spoken after harsh ones. Weakness wants to believe in potential, but strength accepts the truth. Patterns don't lie. If the words keep cutting, if the actions keep hurting, if the disrespect keeps showing up, then no matter how many times he says, I'll change, the reality is different. Walking away is strength because it means you trust your eyes more than his word. People will try to guilt you when you leave. They'll say you gave up, you didn't try hard enough, you're selfish. But they don't live with the pain you carried. They didn't hear the words that crushed your spirit, they didn't feel the silence that suffocated you, and they didn't watch your light dim day after day. Walking away isn't about selfishness, it's about survival. You can pour yourself dry trying to fix someone, but if they don't want to change, you will only destroy yourself in the process. Strength is knowing you cannot save someone who doesn't want to be saved, and loving yourself enough to stop trying. Sometimes walking away feels like failure. You invested so much time, you dreamed so many dreams together, you pictured a life that never became reality. But think about it, is it truly failure to leave what was killing you? Failure is not walking away. Failure is staying so long that you lose yourself completely. Strength is choosing to cut ties before you reach that point. It is realizing that your future still matters more than your past. Walking away also shows strength because it forces you to face the unknown. The unknown is scary. What if you don't find love again? What if you end up alone? What if the pain of leaving never goes away? These questions haunt many people into staying stuck where they don't belong. But strength is trusting that the unknown is better than misery. It is trusting that even if you walk alone for a while, peace is worth more than companionship filled with pain. It is knowing that you can rebuild, you can heal, and you can create a future brighter than the one you're leaving behind. Think of it this way, every time you walk away from something toxic, you are not losing, you are gaining. You are gaining freedom, you are gaining clarity, you are gaining self-respect, and most importantly, you are gaining space for something better to enter your life. Walking away opens doors that staying shut would never allow. It's not the end of your story, it's the beginning of a new chapter. Strength is often quiet, it doesn't always roar. Sometimes strength is simply the silence of packing your bags, deleting the number, blocking the messages, and choosing not to respond. It is the strength of tears falling as you walk out the door but still moving forward anyway. It is the strength of building yourself again, day by day, even when your heart feels heavy. Weakness stays because it is easier in the moment. Strength leaves because it knows tomorrow will be better than today. Walking away doesn't just apply to relationships. It applies to friendships, jobs, and even family situations. Anytime something consistently costs you your peace, yourself, worth, and your joy, the bravest thing you can do is walk away. People will judge you, but remember, they don't carry your burdens. Only you know the weight on your heart, and only you can decide when enough is enough. The world will try to glorify endurance, as if staying in pain is noble. But endurance without growth is not noble, it's damaging. Endurance in love should mean weathering storms together, not being the only one holding the umbrella while the other person tears it apart. Walking away is not weakness, it is refusing to endure pain that serves no purpose. It is declaring that your life is too valuable to waste on situations that do not honor it. Walking away also teaches others how to treat you. When you refuse to stay where you are disrespected, you send a clear message. I will not tolerate less than I deserve. That message doesn't just protect you from one person. It sets the standard for everyone who enters your life afterward. Walking away is strength because it builds a boundary around your heart, one that keeps out those who would harm you and invites in only those who value you. And here's the most important truth. Walking away is not the end of love. It is the beginning of self-love. It is learning that your happiness does not depend on another person's actions. It is understanding that you are whole on your own, that you can build joy within yourself, and that you don't need to stay where you are unloved in order to prove your worth. Walking away is saying, I am enough even without you. Strength is not about fighting for a relationship that is already dead. Strength is about fighting for yourself when the relationship tries to kill your spirit. Walking away is one of the most courageous battles you will ever win. It is choosing yourself even when your heart wants to stay. It is choosing peace even when your emotions crave chaos. It is choosing the future even when the past tries to hold you hostage. One day, when you look back, you will not regret walking away. You will thank yourself for having the courage to do it. You will look at the person you became, the healed, peaceful, stronger version of yourself, and you will realize that leaving was not weakness. It was the greatest act of strength you ever showed, and so let me leave you with this. Walking away is not the end, it's the beginning. It is the moment you choose yourself above the chaos, the moment you reclaim your dignity, and the moment you remind the world that your worth is not negotiable. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels like your heart is tearing apart. But pain is temporary. Peace is forever. The day you walk away from what no longer serves you is the day you step into the life you were always meant to live. Strength is not about how tightly you can hold on. It's about how bravely you can let go. Weakness clings to what breaks it, but strength releases what destroys it. You are not weak for leaving. You are powerful, unshakable, unstoppable. Walking away is not running from love, it is running back to yourself, and there is no greater victory than that. So when the time comes, when the signs are clear, don't hesitate, don't explain, don't beg. Walk away. Walk with your head high, your standards firm, and your heart open to what's next. Because the moment you do, you'll realize you didn't lose anything, you gained everything.